Yeah, afternoon everybody. Well, here we are. It's the 9th of April, Easter Sunday. Arrived back at the house earlier today. Had a few errands to run. Had to go pick up some furniture that I'd bought over the internet. So I haven't managed to get any work done except for water a few plants and what have you. But I thought I'd do a quick run through of what's going to be happening over the next few weeks on the videos anyway. The situation we're in is it's the 9th of April today. On the 29th of April, so in 20 days time, we have some friends coming to stay. They're going to be here for 2 weeks. Then I go back to England on the day they arrive with Sue. Sue's coming over in a couple of weeks' time. There is a possibility that they will be bringing a couple of family members. So the one bedroom is not going to be enough. And I've said I will try and get this bedroom finished to a point where they can sleep in it. It's clean, tidy, decorated. The ensuite won't be up and running, but to a point where they can stay in there quite comfortably with no dirt and dust and whatever. And also that there'll be wardrobes and new curtains and what have you done in time for when they get here. So I've basically got 20 days to get that sorted. As I say, Susan's coming over in a couple of weeks' time, which will be a big help. She will help me towards the end of all of this. But I thought I'd run through and show you what jobs I have to do. So let's start on the ceiling. So you remember that Mick and I plasterboarded all this ceiling on our last trip, which was about 5 weeks ago. We made one mistake, and it's not actually a mistake, we did it on purpose but never thought of the consequences. The third row up that you see here, all the other rows we started at that end and worked our way across. On this one, for some reason, we decided to start on that end, just there, and work our way across. So as you can see, the joints aren't in line with all the other pieces, where every other section of plasterboarding is in line where the joints are. So the first job I'm going to do, or one of the first jobs, is I'm going to take down all those boards in that third row and switch them over to match the rest. I don't think it'll take so long, probably a couple of hours at the most. I'm in a bit of a catch-22 because one of the other jobs that I want to do, that I've got to do really, is to take all the render off these walls here and over on this side here. Got to take all that off and then point all the walls once I've cleaned it up. That will create a lot of dust. So what I'm going to do as well is I'm also going to finish waxing all these beams, and if I wax them first and then do the rendering, it's going to create a tremendous amount of dust which will probably stick to the wax, so it takes quite a few days to go off. So I've got to do that first. I did think of doing, the problem I have then is that if I've done that first and it's all finished and then I wax, there's a chance I could spill some wax onto the walls, which would make a right mess and I wouldn't be a very happy bunny, especially at Easter. So I've decided the best way to do it is to create the mess first, clear the mess away, and then just take extra care when I'm painting and waxing all these beams. So yeah, that's two of the main jobs I've got to do, is to finish the ceiling and also do the pierre apparent on these walls. That is going to take a lot of work, but it's going to be done. This end wall here, I also want to get this plasterboarded using the dab and dab method. So I've measured that out. I need approximately 6 boards. That render is pretty firm on those walls, where the others it's not so good. But on this wall, for some reason, it's quite firm, so I'm quite happy to do some dab and dab on there. So that's another job I've got to get done, do all the filling of the joints and then paint it all. As I say, in this corner where the ensuite is going to be, I've told them that won't be done. There's no way can I get that all finished and in and the bathroom working, so they're quite happy to use the bathroom in the gîte. We also want to get this floor finished and a big clean up, as you can see. The floor we're going to clean up, and then we're going to paint with some white floor paint. Will give it a distressed look. The downside is I've also got other jobs I've got to do as well. One of them being that as you come out of this bedroom onto the landing, you can see that the floorboards and the conditioning here is not very good, and they would have to use this to go from the bedroom through this door here, which again we need to finish. So my idea is that I will lay some new floorboards, probably down to this pillar here. We'll only have to use the area between the two doors, get the doors finished, if possible make the walls look a little bit better here, and then they can come from that bedroom into the Jeep bedroom, and it's just a lot nicer for them. So they are the jobs I'm going to start on tomorrow. I'm not going to start today. The other thing I have to bear in mind is it's bank holiday Monday tomorrow, Easter Monday, and one of the stipulations around here and in most of France I think is that on these days, especially on a Sunday and religious weekends, you cannot make any noise. So I won't be able to use the jackhammer. I'll have to chip it all off by hand with the little pick that I've got to keep the noise down. So that is what I hope to start tomorrow. It will mean a lot of bags of rubble, but as you've seen in the past, and a lot of trips to the tip, but I think it'll be well worth it once it's done. We've also got Mark coming down. He's going to put some heating in, he's going to put all the other power points in, we're going to sort the light out. We have a modernish sort of chandelier to hang from there. That will obviously be one of the last jobs that we do once everything's been decorated in here. So we've got quite a lot to do. Looking forward to it though, because it's going to make a massive difference to the way this room looks and to the way the house looks. It'll be another room almost finished. So yeah, that's our plan for the next few days. We've also got jobs to do outside, a few small jobs in the gîte. The ones outside I'm going to really leave until Suze gets here, because that's her domain out there. The grass has grown, but I won't show that today. I'll show that on another video, probably when Suze gets here. So plenty to do, and keep me busy, keep me out of trouble, and hopefully you'll enjoy watching the progress. I'd just like to say a big thank you to all of you, all the subscribers. I've been quite a few new subscribers in the last month really. The figures have started to stack up again. And to all the people who have bought cards, bought us a coffee, and helped the channel, you know, in their own way, it is really, really appreciated. I'd like to say a special thank you to, I won't mention her full name, Catherine. You know who you are, a regular contributor to the channel. It's really weird, every time she makes a contribution it's just at the right time when we need to be buying something, and I sent her a message saying, you know, your timing's perfect. But everybody, you know, even if you just buy a card, even if you just send us a couple of quid buying a coffee, it really is appreciated. Obviously the costs keep mounting up. I think every month in a new tool that we need because another one's worn out, and screws, nails and what have you, it must add up to about 300 or 400 euros every month, or yeah, every month. So it takes a big chunk of the restoration fund, should we say. So but a big thank you just for watching the channel, because every time you watch the channel, if you watch a video, an advert, that also helps. I mean, we don't make a fortune out of this, but it all helps at the end of the day. So yeah, they're the jobs we've got to do. I'm thinking of doing a video of the village, walking around the village. I'm not sure, you know, if people would be interested in that. It would be like a midweek video pointing out all the places of interest here. It's not a very big village, but we have one or two nice places here. If that's something you think you might be interested in, just leave a comment below. And I shall have a walk around one day, probably on a Sunday afternoon. So that's where we're at. As always, thanks for watching, and I will see you on the next vid. Cheers everybody, take care, bye.